Hello and welcome back to What Do You Got? We got our week 9 recap, I believe. Another crazy week, man. Some crazy upsets. You could almost deem it the week of upsets if you go by straight up odds makers perspective. But there's a lot to talk about. We'll get into it in a little bit. I thought we could do a little fun question at the beginning, right? Deion Sanders got absolutely smacked this weekend. Jay, I know those are your boys. I don't know if you watched it or what, but he's going to get the jersey for sure. Oh my God, Haynes King's running all over me. Where's he going? There he is, Shadizzy in the house. So, with that being said, I got a question for you guys. If you're a recruit, would you rather play for Deion Sanders or Bill Belichick over at UNC?
Prime time. Bill Belichick, that just doesn't seem fun. Like, let's go to class and then we're going to come practice, and if you do it wrong, I'm going to cut your fingers off. Prime, at least, he's talking about people getting BBLs in his interviews, keeping it light. They got rappers in and out, private concerts. Lil Wayne walked him out for the Colorado State game when they were the home team for that. Lil Wayne was out there jumping, playing 6 foot, 7 foot munch. That vibe. Had to throw in a little 6'7" meme in there for the culture. But, easily Prime. He's fun. Bill Belichick is washed. He's old. The only thing he's got going for him is fucking sexy girlfriend.
Yeah, I'm totally going primetime too. Bill, when the statement comes out that we're fully committed to Bill Belichick, that there's definitely an issue there. So I'm definitely going, at least primetime's still cares, you can tell. I don't know if Bill Belichick cares anymore. So definitely going with primetime. I feel like he actually raises you to be a young man. I don't know if Bill Belichick's doing all that. But, so yeah, give me primetime.
Primetime already has a Heisman Trophy winner under his belt. Bill Belichick doesn't. All Bill Belichick cares about is getting his old pecker off on his little girlfriend.
That is true. Shout out Bill, though. I respect it.
Shout out Bill for not having an ugly dog wife.
Just 50 years younger.
Hey, win 6 Super Bowls and you won't have an ugly dog wife either, Baldwin. All of them have ugly dog wife.
I hope not.
Can we just restart the whole entire podcast? Tom looks like
bro?
On a different planet, locked on NCAA. I just want to go to bed.
Dude, during that time span, I just got a pick 6 down by 7 with 2 minutes left in the fourth. The guy tried running an RPO.
Hey, flip the camera. Flip the camera. Let's watch the game.
My follow-up question. I don't know if this is gonna work. I don't know if that's gonna work.
Yo,
I can see enough. It's like I'm watching on an iPhone screen.
So my follow-up question would be, would you rather be Deion Sanders right now or be Bill Belichick right now?
That's a great question. Wow. Y'all ever seen the video?
There's a few pros and cons that I'm seeing to it. Bill's got about 3 or 4 more toes.
Yeah, but how much do you really need your toes?
Well, Deion has surgery every week.
It's true. The health concern.
But he's about 20 years older, so he's 20 years older without the toes. And his girlfriend's bad as hell, but you're also primetime. I'm sure you can get a good-looking woman if you wanted to. But if you're Bill, you can walk around with 7 Super Bowl rings as well.
I'll be honest. You ever seen the video of Prime hitting on the reporter when she said her new favorite thing is dark chocolate, and he's like, "Oh, I can show you some dark chocolate. Give me Prime. That's all I need to know."
Yeah, that's pretty badass. He's got some game for sure.
Yeah, no shit. He's Deion Sanders.
I don't know if you guys saw that, but I have no game. I just absolutely sold that.
Oh, well, nice. Oh,
you playing the Rebs again?
No, I am the Rebs. I'm playing Georgia Tech. But yeah, dude, I don't know. I think I'm going Bill, man. Walking around with some rings would be kind of sick.
Deion got a ring.
Yeah, but Bill has 6.
No, Bill is 7.
Does he?
Bells, I think I just lost this one.
As a head coach, he has 7. Why did I not know this?
Because you don't know ball. When are we gonna acknowledge the fact that Ball he just doesn't know ball, and
I don't remember, man.
He scrapes along with the bare minimum facts. I'm kidding, Ball. That was mean.
That's all you need, man. Look at Stephen
Outside zone. Yeah, dude, do you think Stephen A. Smith truly knows ball, or do you think he just like ChatGPTs everything and is just low-key a good personality?
Well, I think he has to know ball, how much he works. Like, he's got to know more than the average person.
You know who I think knows a whole bunch of ball and doesn't get any love? I'm such a big fan of this man, Dan Orlovsky. I think he deserves more respect in the ball-knowing world.
Dan Orlovsky and Nick Wright. I think those are my 2 big ball knowers. Except Nick Wright believes in Caleb Williams.
No, I hate Nick Wright. Nick Wright has a personal vendetta against the Broncos for no good reason. But I love Dan Orlovsky.
This might be it. I think he's about to kick an extra point to beat me.
He's going to win on an extra point?
This is going to be my 2nd real loss in NCAA 26. You guys are witnessing this right now.
Wow.
All right, well, with that being said, big week. What is your guys' most impressive performance of the week by any team?
Well, Tom, you're kind of playing with mine. I think it was the Ole Miss Rebels. I mean, all the noise they were hearing, how Lane's taking the Florida job. Oh, I have something else to say about this. This Ole Miss fan might be in a whole bunch of trouble. I saw this on the Instagram page, and so I decided to, save this for the memory bank to use in this. But there was an Ole Miss fan who tweeted this out. He said, "I will come in a cup every day for a year and chug it if Lane accepts the Florida job. It's not happening." My question is, do you think he's going to do the same thing when Lane accepts the LSU job, or was that just strictly Florida job? But I do think that Ole Miss was definitely my best team of the week. I mean, with all the noise they were healing to win in that way, their defense stepped up after not getting a stop against Georgia. Trinidad Chambliss hasn't skipped a beat. He's fantastic. Winnie Watkins, the true freshman, had a great game. I think Ole Miss looked fantastic with all the noise. People were talking about that program. Give me Ole Miss as my team of the week.
Valid. It was an impressive win. I thought we were going to lose. My most impressive team of the week is just Indiana. They just whoop on everyone. UCLA was coming in hot. Obviously the spread was big if you're looking at that. But still, they absolutely pummeled them, and I feel like they pummel every team. Their closest game was Iowa, but that was on the road at Kinnick Stadium. That's always a tough place to play. So Indiana might just do that the rest of the year. But yeah, they just whoop on everyone. So that's my most impressive team.
I want to go back to this Ole Miss thing. Ole Miss was probably the freest bet maybe in the history of football. I don't think Oklahoma's great at all. I'm going to go as far as to say I don't think they're good. I've been saying it. I'm going to keep saying it because they're not. They're going to go 8-4, maybe. Might go 7-5. Yeah, there it is. And it's going to be a collapse. If you go 7-5, you're going to have to start asking questions as well. I know we've been firing a lot of coaches, but they've had a tough schedule. I don't think they will do it because Venables has some history there. I think they'll let them ride it out, but I mean, they're trash. And Oklahoma, I would have picked Ole Miss as my performers of the week, but I just don't think they're good. And I think Ole Miss was playing for Lane Kiffin that week. And, there was about probably about 7 hours of safety for Ole Miss Rebel fans before Brian Kelly decided to shit the bed in that second half. Now, I want to give a little statement, okay? I want to give a statement to Lane Kiffin. And Lane, I know you're never going to see this, but do not go to LSU because Oxford embraces you for who you are. You go for it on your own 27, and we don't question it, even though you don't convert and give up points like that. You take a top 5 quarterback in the country out of the game to put in a backup quarterback on the goal line. We don't get it, and we don't question it, because that's who you are. You cannot do that at LSU. You cannot be at LSU without the boosters coming after you for doing dumb shit like that. I know you saw those students there's statues outside of Oklahoma this weekend. The Baker, the Kyler, the Bradford, all the Heisman ones. You could probably get one of those at LSU. I'm not going to sugarcoat it from you. You can have one next to Daniels and Burrow and Saban and Edo and even the damn Tiger. But at Ole Miss, you can have your own. Right next to our guy, Chucky Mullins. And maybe even Trinidad when you win it all this year. That field can be named after you, Lane, when it's all said and done. You've done your own thing to get to this point. And don't sell your soul to be like someone else. You've already coached your daughter's boyfriend, and it didn't work. Walker Howard got complacent, and he fell on the depth chart. You don't want that to happen to Whit Weeks. And your son said LSU is his dream school, but he doesn't want to play under you. So if you're truly a family man, do what's right. Don't let your daughter's boyfriend get complacent. And let your kid go to his dream school. And stay here and build your own thing and be forever in the rafters at Ole Miss. That's all I wanted to say to Lane Kiffin. Even though he'll never see it, it's okay.
Hell yeah. I love it.
That was truly beautiful.
Yeah, I wrote it all out. I had to make sure this is coming. This came from the heart, but I needed to make sure I didn't forget anything. He's so gone.
He's not gone, man.
The beauty of this situation is if he doesn't take the LSU job, he's never leaving. And we don't have to worry about this ever again. So we're going to know for once and for all at the end of the season if he's our coach for good or if he's going to get up and run at some point.
Yeah. Dude, I was on the wave he was gone after winning last week. I'm on the wave he's staying. It flips every day.
I feel like teams are just like entering the Lane Kiffin sweepstakes. Also, I don't think LSU should hire Lane. Nothing against Lane. I think he's a great coach. But I think there's a man who's perfect for the job, and it's Joe Brady. Bring Joe Brady back home. Make him just be an absolute LSU fucking legend. 2019 offensive coordinator with one of the great offenses ever. Then he goes to the NFL, experiences it, and then he comes back home to Baton Rouge and brings them back to dynasty. Dynasty. I think it's a match made in heaven, personally. I think Joe Brady should be the next head coach at LSU, not Lane Kiffin. That'd be my first
I agree
call.
with you. I think Joe Brady would be a lot better at LSU than Lane Kiffin would ever be. You know? So they should definitely go after him instead of Lane Kiffin. Because Lane would not be good there. I agree. Yeah. Strictly ball, too. That's the only reason I agree.
Yeah.
All right, anyway, Indiana whooped ass. I like that take, ball. Indiana's legit.
Indiana's so good. It's actually kind of insane.
Pretty sure we all said Indiana was going to whoop ass, too, which is awesome.
I didn't. I had UCLA to cover. I got swept in by the hype because I'm have a low IQ, and I fall for stories, and I just wanted to see.
They covered by like double the spread. I mean, not double the spread, but they added an extra,
Yeah, I think my words were Indiana by 40. Not enough. I don't know if Nico's back or if Indiana's just that good. That's the thing I'm waiting to see by the end of the year, to be honest. Dude, my most impressive performance is A&M. Everyone said they hadn't played anybody, they hadn't beaten anybody that great, which is kind of outlandish. But people are doubting them for some reason. There is that argument that Bama should be ahead of them, which, I mean, I've gone back and forth on it, but not anymore, dude. A&M is for real. I'll keep saying it, though. Their only question mark is Marcel Reed. Are you going to get phenomenal Marcel Reed, or are you going to get Marcel Reed playing inconsistent? And that's where the playoffs, that might hurt him in the playoffs, but he's good, don't get me wrong, but their receivers are unbelievable. I think they have the best receiving core in the country. I'm willing to go as far as to say that because Carver and Conception are absolutely unreal. And then you got Marcel Reed. Did you see him in that post-game interview this year where he's like, I hear what the media's saying, can't pass. And then it just cuts to like a Marcel Reed edit. Oh, dude, it's awesome. It's awesome. I love it. But, dude, they went belt to ass, close spread. People were questioning them. Night and Death Valley. I think, did I see Shaq was there? Was he there or no? He's always there. Maybe I'm just mixing it up. There's probably somebody there. But
I did not see Shaq, but I also didn't know if I saw anything besides just an ass whooping.
yeah, I think there was a point in that game where LSU kind of gave up. I think it was that punt return. It was where they realized they were done. And I think Brian Kelly probably realized he was done, and the players were like, thank God. So they were just like, let's just make this even worse so that we can just ensure he's not here tomorrow.
Yeah, I was going to say, did you guys see some of this stuff players and former players have, like, said or done since, like, Brian Kelly's been fired? They fucking hate
Malik
Brian
Neighbors?
Kelly.
Bro, Malik Neighbors? Didn't he post a video, like, celebrating?
Yeah, of him, like,
Post a video like of someone kicking rocks.
Oh, yeah.
everybody hates Brian Kelly. Brian Kelly, people forget that Brian Kelly low-key committed murder at Notre Dame when he sent a kid up there and, like crazy winds, and the kid fell from this recording stand because the thing got knocked over by the winds and died. But that just gets swept under the rug. And then how like one of his players had brain, can't walk. The guy who did the interview with Ryan Clark, the safety.
Yeah.
I don't know his name.
Some Brooks.
Yeah.
G. Brooks?
Yeah,
Garrett
he
Brooks?
just didn't reach out to him at all. Like Brian Kelly's actually just like a piece of shit. Like
Yeah,
fuck
he's a
Brian
piece
Kelly.
of shit. Dude, another team I want to throw out there. Tennessee impressed me this weekend, dude. Kentucky hadn't given up more than 35 points in a game, and they just put up 56 like it was nothing. So part of me wants to say Tennessee grew on me, but at the same time, they let Cutter Bully throw for 5 touchdowns on their defense. So, it's still the same shit, different week with Tennessee. But, man, Joey Aguilar balled out, dude. He was averaging over 15 yards of completion or an attempt, which is absurd. 3 touchdowns, 6 incompletions all day. He's good, dude. I was hating on it like a lot of people when they got Joey Aguilar. I thought they would take a step down, but I'm curious to see if if more programs will do something like that. Like if they have some young guys in the wings, go and get kind of a mid-tier quarterback that's been doing it for a while and plug him in for a year and give him a chance, I guess, because he's making the most of that opportunity.
My question, Tom, based on what you said, is: Are you think we're about to start seeing the bridge quarterback in the college football realm now?
So I'm indifferent on that because of the fact that coaches are getting fired left and right now. So I think I wouldn't say bridge. I would say we're not going to be rushing people into the job as much. Because I think that's kind of what Kentucky was trying to do with Zach Calzada, was they didn't want to rush one of their young guys in there, so they went and got him, who's played at the Power 5 level. He's played in the SEC. Totally backfired because he's awful.
He did beat Bama, though.
But he did beat Bama back in 2020.
Shout out to Tommy Finley. We were at his house watching the game.
But, dude, I kind of do think people might start doing that. I don't think it'll be that common. It's really not that common in the NFL, though, because it is common, but it's maybe 1 or 2 teams are doing it a year.
The Giants tried it with Russ, and their coach was like, yeah, let's get him out. He probably didn't want him to succeed, but they're paying him $20 million, so they felt like they needed to put in put in Russ just to see what they had. But Dabble never wanted to start Russ, probably. So that's the thing about bridge quarterbacks. It's the coach doesn't what are you doing, Joey Aguilar? This dude's supposed to be a bridge quarterback necessarily. They weren't supposed to be that good this year. But then let's say he has another year. Are you really going to go out and try to get a new quarterback? So I guess you have to take someone with no eligibility if that's the idea.
True.
They got one more year left.
That Sam Darnold, JJ kind of thing going on, where they had to make a choice, and JJ hasn't played that much. It's not fair.
And they picked wrong. How was JJ ever a first-round pick? I'm sorry, but that's just to me. I never saw Raw. I know we're a college football podcast, but I have to get this off my chest. In what universe did people watch J.J. McCarthy and go, yeah, this guy's a franchise quarterback at Michigan. We're going to run the football. He's going to throw the football, and he's going to look average at best every time he throws the football just because because he won the national title? He deserves to be a first-round pick? Stetson Bennett won 2 and looks better than him, and I don't even know. I don't understand how we evaluate quarterbacks now. It doesn't make any sense to me. Zero.
I wouldn't.
Zero fucking sense.
I would say chill out on the JJ slander right now. Like, he didn't practice last year. Like, he's basically a rookie, and we've seen him in 2 games. And also, that first game, everyone's like, holy shit, dude, JJ's going to be awesome. And then he had a bad game, his second career game, and everyone's like, this dude sucks. Like, what are we doing right now? We're just judging off of 2 games. We have two different perspectives off of 2 games, like the first 2 games of his career. I'm not ready to say he's bad, but I didn't see a world where you have a quarterback that won you 14 games, which is very hard to do in the NFL, and you just let him walk when you probably could have gotten a first-round pick out of JJ because it wasn't a great quarterback class. That's what I didn't agree with.
I don't even know how he went in the top 15.
Dude, he's pretty good.
We said the same crap about Bo Nix. So.
Bo Nix
had to throw the ball
amazing at football.
JJ did in college, though.
Bo Nix
was a better passer in college.
Dude, Bo Nix's last year, he had like 36 touchdowns and 3 interceptions. Like, that's like pretty nuts.
Yeah.
And I was a hater on Bo Nix too. Don't get me wrong. Like, I'll be honest about that. But I don't know.
The moment he was drafted by the Denver Broncos.
All right, we're full. Hey, we get the playoff rankings next week, fellas.
Oh, I'm so excited! I can't wait to see how bad the AP ranking is when we get those. Like, that's what I'm
we're gonna get to see how bad that is, or if somehow the playoff committee's worse. But what's a team right now that you guys think? What's a team right now that no one's talking about when it comes to the playoffs that could make the playoffs?
Dude, there's one that I like. It's the ACC. It's Louisville. Louisville, besides, obviously, you got the in-state battle with Kentucky. But they don't have that much left on their schedule. They play Virginia Tech team, then a Cal, then Clemson, then SMU, and then Kentucky. And then if they run the table with only 1 loss with that win over Miami, and they're going to have a very good chance to be in the college football playoff. I like Miller Moss-led Louisville to maybe be a sneaky team to make the offs. I don't think they're going to win a playoff game, but I think they can maybe sneak into the offs.
I will stay in the ACC, and I'm going to go with Virginia. I think Virginia's schedule is one of the easier ones left. Like Jay, you said Louisville, but I still think Clemson and Kentucky are like pretty tough games. I mean, Virginia plays Cal, Wake Forest, Duke, and Virginia Tech. I mean, I think their toughest game left is Duke. I mean, obviously you're not given the other ones, but probably be favored in the other ones. So I just think that schedule makes it easier. And then you're in the ACC chip, either playing Georgia Tech or Miami. I mean, if you went out, it's probably going to be Georgia Tech. I don't know if Georgia Tech's going to lose. So you can win that game, then all of a sudden you're in. And if Georgia Tech's on the field, you're not going to leave them out. So then you might have 3 ACC teams in there because Miami doesn't get in and doesn't lose out. So
you might have 4 when Louisville.
Who wants to see that? I don't want to see that.
I think it'd be awesome to see 4 1-loss teams in the playoffs. It'd be hilarious. Be absolutely fucking hilarious.
Yeah, I'm not going to stay in the ACC, but I'm going to go to the Big 12, man. Houston I was debating them for my most impressive performance of the week because they went into ASU and they beat the hell out of them. And they have 1 loss, and that's the Texas Tech. And for anyone that watched that game was pretty much over in the first quarter because Houston just killed themselves within the first 5 minutes of the game. But beating ASU at ASU is a huge win right now. And Willie Fritz had some success at Tulane. He won the American a few times. And their schedule's West Virginia, UCF, and they get TCU at home, and then Baylor. I think those are all winnable games. TCU is probably the one that sticks out that's going to be tough. And at Baylor, just always kind of a tough game. But that's a big win out of them. And they've won a few big. I mean, they beat Arizona, who's been hanging around with a few teams. Like, I think Houston has a decent chance to win the Big 12 if they can get there. They're in control of their own destiny if they win out. They're plus 1,500 to win the Big 12. They're going to have to beat Texas Tech, which is going to be tough. Don't get me wrong. But I like where Houston sits right now at 22. No one's really talking about them potentially even winning the Big 12. I think the odds are Texas Tech and then Cincy, BYU, and then there's like a huge gap between all of them and Houston. So, not that I want to keep down BYU. We've been over this. But I like where Houston sits, man. I really do, and I like what they're doing with their team. Our boy Joseph Manjack is a Houston product. Joseph Manjack IV. What up, beast? All right, well, we did have a few teams eliminated from the playoffs this week as well. Speaking of Houston, they took out ASU. I think Iowa State was eliminated this week, unfortunately, if they were still in consideration. BYU stays undefeated, man. Bear Bachmeier. He's doing his thing in that 47, Jay. He's doing that thing in 47. And then after the game, he flicked up with Adam Sandler. There was Bear, Tiger, and Adam Sandler flicked up after the game. Why was Adam Sandler in Salt Lake City? I don't know, but that's how elite BYU is right now.
Yeah, I have to currently place a future on BYU to win the Big 12 because I said I would do that last week. So I am a fan of Mr. 47. Let's go win the Big 12. Why not?
I mean, like, besides Bear Bachmeier wearing number 47, how can you not love BYU? A bunch of Mormons out there playing ball, and those motherfuckers can play. Let me tell you, those Mormons are some bad people. How many? Never mind. We're not gonna get like too political. I was gonna ask like how many of those players you think are actually Mormon, but that's not what we do on this podcast. We just talk ball. Yeah, no, I like BYU. I just think that Bear Bachmeier wearing 47 is crazy, but yeah, him and his brother Tiger flicking up with Adam Sandler is so elite. Adam Sandler's awesome. It's pretty cool stuff.
And they got a big game against Texas Tech in 2 weeks.
Let's go and set up like a what do you got game day setup. We'll get
what do you got game day, bro?
What do you got game day? BYU versus Texas Tech, first one.
If game day isn't there, they're doing something wrong.
I don't know where the game is, but my brother's girlfriend went to Texas Tech. She might have some connections there.
All right, so she gets us. Hopefully that Texas Tech, so we can get like a big like stadium going. We can get a crowd going. People be like, who are these little idiots talking ball? But why they low key know ball? So it could be big. Could be a big break for us. Could be a big break for us.
Could be a huge break. Next game, Vandy injures another quarterback so they can win. What's going on? How do they have that recipe down? How do they just keep injuring quarterbacks so that they can win these games, Baldwin? That's your squad. Give us a rundown.
Yeah, it was unfortunate to see out of Mizzou, just because you hate seeing a game like that where a quarterback goes down and two teams are not at the top of the level because of an injury. But that game was, what was the score in the first half? 3-3, end score 17-10. That game, I feel like even if Bo Prib's there, could have went that way. We'll never know. But that game, can we just talk about how that game sucked? Like, that game was game day, and that game just was awful. Like, these two teams just could not score the ball. I mean, credit to their defenses, but these teams could not score. Shout out Diego. He's Theo Vaughn is officially in with his mom, so that's cool to see.
You saw that video?
Yeah.
Yeah, that is absolutely
yeah. He's like, get that out of it. Get that out of here.
He's like, you see this dude?
Yeah. Nah, man, Diego talking his crap after winning 17-10 and throwing no touchdowns with an interception, not even 150 yards, kind of had me questioning it, but I love Diego, man. I love him. He can keep saying whatever he wants. I'm just probably not going to believe him, and it's probably just going to keep happening. But Johnny Manziel's telling him to do it, so he's doing his thing.
Yeah, I thought that game eliminated both teams from playoff contention. They both looked terrible. How do you host game day and only put in your great quarterback only throws for 150 yards and no touchdowns? I would eliminate Vanderbilt. They're frauds. If they didn't break Bo Prib's leg, they're not winning that football game. And then my parlay hits and I win money. It's all Vanderbilt's fault because they cheated and they broke their Bo Prib's leg. But yeah, no, I think that was like the definition of two mid teams going off against each other in a mid-off in the middle of Nashville, and it was disappointing because game day was there. They tricked us all to go in the mid-off. They should have gone to the Dakota marker. That game at least had some points scored. Jesus Christ. Fucking joke.
Yeah, who placed a bet on Matt Zollers being the leading passer in that game? Anyone?
Can't say I did.
Matt Zollers had the most passing yards by about 50 yards in that one.
He's slaying the rock, bro. Like,
Dude.
there are a couple throws where, like, what are you doing? But, dude, he let that fucker fly. You got to give
Bro,
the
he was just throwing it 100 yards out of bounds. Didn't give a shit.
He was just launching the rock. He's like, this is my moment. I'm going to get so much puss. And then just launch the rock. I love that guy. I'm in. I think Missouri's got a future, even though I don't think Drake's going to be there very long. But they got a future brewing up there for Coach Drake.
And I don't know if you guys saw, hang on, I want to make sure I get this guy's name right. Because you know I like Mizzou, but he might be my least favorite player now in college football because this guy is he's just bitching. So, I don't know if you saw last week, Marquise Johnson, number 2 on Mizzou, throwing his hands up and freaking out against Alabama. It was against Alabama. Marquise Johnson, number 2, throwing his hands up, like throwing a temper tantrum on the field when Bo Prib threw that pick and he didn't throw him the ball. Well, he did the same thing this week with Matt Zollers with the game on the line. He did it again where he's like standing there, like jumping up and down, frantically, like shaking his hands. I'm like, dude, you're on TV. Have some media presence, Marquise Johnson. Like, you're playing with a new quarterback. You're supposed to help him, not just be yelling and complaining the whole time. So, Marquise Johnson might be the LVT of the week, the least valuable teammate, for the second time in the last 3 weeks.
Y'all see Arch Manning got pulled over by the police?
Arch Manning got pulled over by the police. Rumors are swirling that a transfer to Georgia is in the works already. Kirby Smart has hit him up through DMs. And Arch might be leaving Texas this year, which would probably be a blessing for Sark.
Yeah, no. What do you think he was doing? You think he was speeding, texting while driving? What do you think? Because he's driving that nice little Escalade, too. That's pretty cool.
Probably speeding.
When you make $6 million, it's pretty easy to buy an Escalade. But I don't know, dude. He could have probably just... Dude, I don't know what goes through that head. That guy can't read anything. He probably couldn't read the sign. He was probably going the wrong way, driving down all those... You know those when you get on the highway on the wrong side and it's just like wrong way, 3 in a row. Like, he probably just misreads that. Arch Manning probably misreads that when he's going down and just keeps going, and that's probably why the cops pulled him over. That guy can't read a defense. He can't read a street sign. Probably can't read his ticket. He probably didn't get a ticket because he's Arch Manning.
Yeah, they probably told him to lock in and you'll be all right. They probably it's probably like pending. I bet his ticket's pending. I bet the officer wrote him a fat ticket, and if they make the playoffs, that ticket magically disappears. And if they miss the playoff, all of a sudden that ticket comes to fruition as soon as they lose their next game. That's my prediction. That's my prediction of the week. Arch Manning.
The only thing he can read is a sign that says Student ID Center, because he's been there about 3 or 4 times.
Well, hate on Arch, man. Arch did nothing wrong to you.
I'm going to keep hating on Arch, dude, because people say, they're just kids, don't hate on him, but I'm also a kid, so I'm allowed to hate on Arch Manning. That guy's trash. Their backup quarterback is 2 for 2 this year coming in. He threw the game-winning pass on Brandon Walker's head top, and then he just walked off the field, and they won because Arch Manning left, and they won instantly.
All right, while we're on the topic of Arch Manning, genuine question. If they miss the offs, is he the quarterback in Austin next year based on the way he's played? You think so?
Yes. Yeah.
Aldwin?
Yes, by the last name. Any other quarterback, probably not.
Yeah, honestly,
the last name gets
ship his ass out. I'd be like, you fucking suck. But I think he's going to make the playoffs, so I don't think it's going to matter. And they might win the Natty because Arch Manning is the truth.
I don't think he's going to play this week, so they have a big game. So if they win this week, he just might be benched.
So we're slamming Texas this week because Arch is out.
Well, he's just in concussion protocol. And it's like Sark probably wants to bench him anyways deep down. So it's like gives him an excuse to do it. So yeah, I think he's going to be benched.
Yeah, man. Last year, everyone was calling for Sark to bench Quinn Ewers for Arch Manning. But no one's out here this year saying bench Arch Manning for Matthew Caldwell. You know what? I'll say it. I didn't say it last year, but I'll say it right now. Get that guy out of the game. I know he threw for 350 yards and 3 tuds this week. This one's probably not on him. Texas just can't seem to put a full game together. They're giving up 38 points to Mississippi State. But
he still took 5 sacks when I was checking the stat.
Can't get the ball out of his hands. Can't hit a wide open guy. Can't read a street sign. Keeps getting tickets. This guy needs to get out. This guy needs to be disciplined. He needs to sit on the bench and think about what he's done. All right, well, we'll get into the last game after that Arch Manning shit show. The M-Town Heroes did it this week. On Baron Brown's head, Jay. Alex Golish, that high-flying offense, nowhere to be found in the second half. They blew that one. M-Town Heroes outright upset. Brendan Lewis playing through the pain, wins it, and gets them right back in that playoff race.
How are you feeling over there, Jay? That's your team.
Yeah, I was low-key so sad. Because, like, dude, they were looking good, and they just gave the game away. They just fucking sold. Like, there's no other way. They stopped playing football. They thought, we beat Memphis, we're in the playoffs, and they just couldn't. They couldn't close out the game. It was sad to see. I do think that their season isn't over, though. I think that if they win the American, I still think they'll be the Group of 5 representative because the American is by far the best conference. They have a loss to Miami, who I think could make the playoffs. A loss to Memphis, who they could see again, maybe in the big American Conference Championship. Don't know why I said big American. But yeah, season's not over. Those boys down there in Central Florida, they'll be fine. They'll be all right. I'm not worried.
Dude, the playoff predictor has no idea what to do with the American right now. There's 4 teams that have a chance between 24% and 18%. Memphis, Tulane, USF, and North Texas. 4 teams that have those percents. Navy not even on there.
Unbeaten.
No one has any idea what's going on with the American. I don't know what the tiebreaker situation's looking like, but if I had to guess, it's going to come down to that. I'm sure a few of them play each other, but I know Memphis doesn't play any of them the rest of the way. So
Navy plays everyone.
Who?
Navy plays North Texas, Notre Dame, South Florida, Memphis, and Army. That's
why I don't think Navy's making the playoffs.
Yeah.
I don't think they're going to win that many games left.
They got a tough schedule to close it out.
Yeah, that's brutal. But if they win out, you got to put them in. I'd give them a bye. I would. I really would. I'd give them the 3.
No, you wouldn't.
I would give them a bye if they went out.
I'd give them a bye. I'd absolutely give them a bye. If they run the table with that schedule, that's low-key nuts for a group of 5
but it's
teams.
not the situation last
They're
year.
a service academy. They're a
It's not
service academy.
The
That's
top
crazy.
4 conference winners don't get a bye. It's the top 4 teams in the country.
Yeah, I think if they're undefeated, they're a top 4 team in the country. Absolutely, 100%.
Get out of here, bro. Get
Look,
out of here.
why? Because they're a service academy. They don't matter. You got a problem
Exactly
with that?
why, dude.
So you hate America. You hate America. Tom is a liberal. Everyone. Tom hates America.
I'm just Team Army. That's all.
Oh, that's fair. That's fair.
I hope they beat Notre Dame. I hope they do. Like I was saying earlier, my favorite situation that's going to arise is if Miami doesn't make the ACC title game at 11-1, and then Notre Dame's eliminated from the playoff.
What do you mean eliminated from the playoffs? I just completely disagree.
You think if there's 3 ACC teams in consideration, and Miami's the 3rd one, because you play that ACC title game, they're not going to punish a team for losing the ACC title game and then put Miami in. That's not going to happen. But Miami's going to be ranked ahead of these teams in the ACC title game. So now you got 3 ACC teams you're considering. Miami's now on the bubble. They're not going to put 3 ACC teams in, dude, and they're not going to put a 10-2 Notre Dame over a 10-2 SEC team. It's not going to happen because the 10-2 SEC team, no matter who it is going to have a better win than Notre Dame has.
Yeah,
I feel like they could totally punish the ACC team for losing. Maybe not the Big Ten or SEC, but they could totally punish the ACC.
You can't. I think if you do
even
that,
at
then
even at that, you get 2
ACC championships.
Yeah, that's the problem they're going to run into. That the committee is absolutely hoping one of them take a loss, but
yeah,
you get 2 ACC teams in. Well, now you're sitting at 4 SEC and then 3 Big Ten, and that's it.
Yeah, what happens if there's a 10-2 Big Ten team? Is that like possible?
Like an Iowa or a Washington, 2 teams who could be sneaky off contenders.
So that's going to work itself out unless Michigan beats Ohio State. I think that's the only thing that can mess it up because if Iowa beats Oregon, then the Oregon-Washington game's an elimination game already.
Yeah.
So that knocks one of them out, and then if Oregon beats Iowa, then Iowa's out. If Oregon beats Iowa, then loses to Washington, now you have the debate who's in, Washington or Oregon. And they'll probably put in Washington at that point because they beat them.
They have a head-to-head game.
I don't see a scenario where four Big Ten teams get in. If I'm being completely honest,
I think you got Ole Miss is in the SEC. You got Ohio State and Indiana, who I would say, barring generational sells, I would say are pretty much locks.
They're locks.
And then you're either going to get an Oregon, a Washington, or an Iowa. I would bet it's going to be Oregon. And those are going to be your 3 Big Ten representatives. You're not getting 4.
I don't think 4 Big Ten teams are getting in, though.
I don't think you're getting 4 either.
I think it's going to be 2 ACC, 4 SEC, and 3 Big Ten. So basically what I'm saying is I don't think Notre Dame's going to make the playoffs.
I think Notre Dame, after your argument, is no longer in their own control of their destiny. They need a little bit of help.
They're absolutely not in control of their own destiny.
They need some help. They need chaos.
And this could be the year that they realize not playing a conference championship hurts them. It sucks.
But they'll never join a conference. They make way too much money.
They won't. They do make too much money, but it did screw them over.
It did. Well, it might. See, we can still see some crazy things happen. You never know.
I still think they'll find a way to sneak in.
I also think that if there's a bubble team,
what's your scenario though, Baldwin?
The Big Ten
they're not getting in over a 2-loss SEC team.
The
here's
Big
the
Ten
other thing.
Falls complete apart. That's the other scenario.
Who?
Everyone in the Big Ten just starts beating each other. Not likely, but it could happen.
Like
that's your dream scenario?
How though?
I didn't say that.
How though? Are you saying that like Oregon beats
USC beats Oregon, Oregon beats Washington, Ohio State beats Michigan, knocked them out. Who else? Who's the other Big Ten team you were talking about?
Iowa.
Oh, Iowa has to play USC too.
Yeah, Iowa's got to win some. They got some tough games on their schedule coming up.
So basically what you're saying is Iowa needs to beat USC, who needs to beat Oregon, who needs to beat Washington.
There's a path there. This is my point. For only 2 Big Ten teams.
If all that happens.
Yes, and also you have the ACC, which one of these ACC teams, they're probably going to lose. Let's be honest. They'll probably lose one game.
The most likely path for Notre Dame to be in is Virginia or Louisville loses a game, and then Miami wins the ACC, and then you're going to have to debate putting Notre Dame in over the team that lost the ACC championship. That's the best case scenario for Notre Dame to get in.
Well, if you have only 2 ACC teams with a chance, Notre Dame will be fine. You just can't have 3.
No, because did you hear the math we just did?
Yeah, you were at 3 teams. 3 ACC, 3 Big Ten, so that's 6. 4 SEC. Oh, then you got the Big 12 and Group of 5. But that's with 3 ACC teams.
No, with 2.
How?
2 ACC, 3 Big Ten, 4 SEC. So that's 9, right?
Yeah.
2 ACC.
2 ACC.
4 SEC.
That's 6. Yeah.
3 Big Ten.
We're at 9. Group of 5 makes it 10.
A
Big
group
12,
of 5,
group of
Big
5.
12. And then you got Notre Dame.
I guess there is one spot for them.
Right, so Notre Dame's
but most likely, dude, this year most likely there's going to be 5, 10, and 2 SEC teams. That's going to be their problem.
Yeah, no, I think that's the ultimate debate for Notre Dame is between the 10 and 2 SEC team.
Who's going to be the 5, 10, and 2 teams?
Dude, right now there's 2 undefeated teams in conference and 2 teams with 1 loss in conference.
Wow, you're right.
And then you have that's a lot. There's 3 teams with 1 loss.
Ole Miss, Georgia, Bama, and an undefeated Texas A&M.
And Vandy, and then undefeated Texas A&M.
Oh, but Vandy, no one's worried about Vandy.
But then you also have 2 lost teams. Then you also have 2 lost teams like Texas.
Who has to run the table?
Yeah, Texas could run the table. Oklahoma technically, Tennessee could. Like
one loss is not a problem.
I think ND's cooked, bro.
I just don't. I mean, the ACC is what dictates. If you're having a 3-team ACC debate, which first of all no one wants, give me Notre Dame over any of that. You're crazy if you want that. Notre Dame would plow those teams by 20. Besides Miami,
They already lost to
Louisville's a pretty good team.
They lost to Miami, and Miami lost to Louisville. And then Louisville lost to Virginia. So your math is fraud. It's so fraud.
That's college football math. Notre Dame lost by 3 on the road. First time new starter. Let's talk about that. And they lost to A&M, who looks like the best team in college football right now.
Really?
So then you got that.
The best team in college football.
Also, USC could end up a really good win if they end up 10-2 or 9-3. So you got that. I just think it's going to be the big 10-2.
So your best win is going to be a 9-3 USC team.
They need a lot to happen, bro.
All right, so who's Virginia's best one going to be?
Louisville.
That's a joke of a win. If that's what we're counting. We're not counting USC.
Louisville won the table, and they're 11-1. Is that still a bad win? Granted, Louisville might not. Is a 10-2 a bad win? It's a bad win.
Who else did they beat?
Let's look it up.
They beat no one.
Louisville's beaten Pitt, Boston College, Miami.
Louisville's beaten almost everyone they played.
Well, that's how it works, yeah.
Yeah, that's how it works.
I don't know, man. The ACC's a joke. The college football playoff, that is the last thing they want, is 3 ACC teams in there.
They're not going to put 3 in.
So then Notre Dame...
Unless Virginia and Louisville run the table.
Hey, Vin. Hey, you want to talk about a quality win? Virginia beat Florida State in overtime, and Florida State beat Bama. Quality win. Just kidding. That's a joke.
So where is Notre Dame in the first college football playoff rankings? Because the AP has them at 12.
15.
The problem is, I think they're going to drop after conference championship week no matter what.
How can you punish them but not other teams for not playing? Like, there's going to be other 10-2 teams
because
that aren't
in the team that didn't play is going to be Miami, who beat them.
Yeah, but
that's the problem.
Miami's already going to be ahead of them.
You are praying that Miami wins the ACC.
Miami's already ahead of them.
Oh, I see what you're saying. I
don't think you can just drop Notre Dame for not playing. We're going to have other 10-2 teams.
What happens, though, if Virginia or Louisville finish the regular season 11-1, they're going to be ahead of Notre Dame. So that's one team that's going to jump them. Plus, you have the group of 5 team that has to jump them.
And
that's doomsday scenario for Notre Dame.
Even if BYU loses twice, a Big 12 team is still getting in. So that's...
Yeah, but BYU's already ahead of them, so that'll balance itself out. A Big 12 team.
But do you think BYU's going to run finish undefeated?
All right. Enough of this Notre Dame talk. Paul, when you got our trivia questions?
Let's go. Let's go into some trivia. All right, we ready?
We got trivia.
You want to do an intro?
Nah, you're all good.
Bang. All right. Who was the first and only 2-time Heisman Trophy winner?
No.
Archie Griffin, Ohio State.
Bang. All right.
That, I'll be honest with you. Way before my time.
It was like in the 70s, yeah. A little early.
That's just ball Noah right there.
Which coach has the most all-time wins?
Bear Bryant?
Nope. He is second, I believe.
Is it Saban?
Nope.
Steve Spurrier.
Nope.
He's probably not even in the top 25.
Mac Brown?
Nope.
Dude, is it Sneaky Dabo?
No. Big Ten school.
Urban.
Nope.
Urban coached like 100 different places. Dude, is the Iowa head coach?
No way.
No.
Oh. It's going to be the Michigan guy, bro. Back in the day.
Nope.
Jim Harbaugh? Is that your guy?
We have not named the school yet. You guys are not on the school yet.
Why do I think it's something like a head coach at fucking Rutgers, bro?
No. It's a big time school.
Penn State.
Pete Carroll?
It is Penn State.
Who's the head coach that got in trouble for like raping? Was he like touching little kids?
Nah, Jerry Sandusky. He was the OC. It's who.
Oh. But he was touching kids, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's what I thought.
We have talked about him on a previous podcast.
Not Bill O'Brien.
It is not Bill O'Brien.
There's no way it's Big Game James.
I'm pretty sure. No, yeah. When we were talking about like the Penn State job opening, we mentioned them how they were like good in the past and like a big time job. This dude's won a couple natties technically, even though they didn't have like the game for it. No idea. We giving up.
Rick Parcell?
Yeah. I just can't put it. Like I've heard the name, but I can't like put a.
Yeah.
Joe Petrino.
Oh, fuck.
Would have never guessed it, to be honest.
Yeah, there's like a debate or something with some other guy, but I'm on ESPN and that's what it's saying.
Who's the other guy?
Joe, I don't even know how to say his last name, Gagliardi or something.
What's cool?
It's because Gagliardi had D3 wins, so technically it's him.
Oh, D3 wins count. That's football.
So they were only counting D1.
That's bullshit.
That's the debate. But other than that, and Bear Bryant is number 3 behind Bobby Bowden, West Virginia.
Bobby Bowden would have been a good guess. All right, what's the next one?
All right. Since 2000, so only since kind of our lifetime, which team holds the record for the longest winning streak?
USC.
Wrong.
Oklahoma.
Wrong. That they do hold the all-time record though.
Dude, I feel like it was. Didn't like Georgia win like 22 straight games?
Yeah, but it's not them.
Fuck, it's not them?
2000 to now.
Oh, dude, it's got to be Alabama.
No.
Win streak?
Yeah,
From
like
2000
long.
till
It is
now?
34 games. That's the number.
Dude,
Who won
I thought
back-to-back
that was
natties,
USC,
bro? Who at one point won back-to-back natties? That's what you have. At some, they have to be in there.
Dude, USC is the only one I could think of.
Ohio State, not Georgia.
This team is in the debate for like
It's Clemson.
like the greatest team of all time.
Nebraska?
No.
Is it not Clemson?
No. Now you guys are
Miami.
making me want to look this up to confirm this.
Miami.
Yeah, it's Miami.
Dude, are you sure it's not USC?
I'm looking it
I
up.
know
To
two
double
people
check.
have more wins than Georgia.
I looked up. All right, I did this, and I looked up the longest win streaks like ever, but I didn't. It was like in the 50s by Oklahoma, so I was like, that's just they're not gonna know that. And I saw Miami was in the top 5, and it was from 2000 2002. So I was like, all right, I'll just do that and make them do it that way. But now I'm curious if that's right, if that list was right. Win streak. I will confirm this, but I'll ask the next question. I think I have one more. Most touchdown passes in a single season, and who is it?
Oh, I know yards is Bailey. It's Bailey Zappi. Like
Bang.
60.
Bro, so you hang on. USC, it got vacated.
Oh, because of all the Reggie Bush shit?
They had a 34-game win streak and it got vacated.
Who was the second longest, without USC now that we know that, who is the second longest? Because you guys did not say him before.
Longest what?
Win
Miami.
streak since 2000.
It's Miami. We just went over it, didn't we?
Yeah, we just
No,
talked
I
about
know, but I said excluding USC.
Oh, you're redoing it for the question?
No, I just looked it up to confirm it, but it does. USC does not count. That's
So
a joke.
Miami.
All right, now that we're excluding USC and Miami, who is second? Because you guys did not mention this school before.
I low-key looked it up as Penn State.
I got Florida State at 29 games.
Under Jimbo?
Yeah, 2012, 2014.
Oh, dude. Yeah, that makes sense, actually. It was
Good
good.
for them, man.
All right, that is all the questions I had. Any final thoughts?
Damn. That's all.
That's murder she wrote.
What do you got? Bang.